in Psalm 15:50, "Call upon me in the day of trouble. I shall rescue you, and you will honor me." But to the wicked God says, "What right have you to tell of my statutes, and to take my covenant in your mouth? For you hate discipline, and you cast my words behind you. When you see a thief, you are pleased with him, and you associate with adulterers." This morning, I'm gonna give a reflection about discipline. Many people does not like discipline. What they want, they do what they want. As Christians, we should be the first to apply and impose discipline. You know, every day in my life, I sleep at 8 p.m. and I woke up at 3 a.m. When I was young, my father always wake me up at 4 a.m. And he will always tell me that, "Ruben, you get up and eat your breakfast." If I will not obey my father, he will scold me, and then what I did is to wake up and eat my breakfast. And after eating, he will tell me, "Okay, you may sleep again." It is in self-discipline that we should be living every day of our lives. The very example of this, even we as Christians, we are like this, like the people of the world, but we should not be. We put our candy wrappers where? In the streets, or sometimes when we have these cold drinks, we threw it in the window of the jeep or in the bus. That's why we have a big trash cans. And then what happened to us? Then we are the ones suffering when rainy days came. Then we suffer from floods. We must be the best example people in discipline. Discipline means control that is gained by requiring that rules or orders be obeyed and punishing bad behavior. There must be a consequence in bad behavior. Why we can't discipline our lives? Because we choose not to obey or to follow. It also means that discipline training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. Discipline is a part of our maturity. In Hebrews chapter 12, from verse 5 through 8, "My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, nor faint when you are reproved by him. For those whom the Lord loves, he disciplines and discourages every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you endure. God deals with you as sons. What son is there whom his father does not discipline? But if you are without discipline, of which all have become partakers, then you are illegitimate children and not sons." During my high school days, when our school has been, we are always been a representative in the school. So when we have this prisa, or there is a speaker, or the president will arrive, different presidents from different countries arrive in the Philippines, and we are representing our school. Our school has always been awarded the best disciplined school. And how about us as Cathedral of the King? May we always be known as the most disciplined people. And we can make the difference. And I know that greater things are coming. In the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31, verse 14, "Do not reach out for everything you see, and don't elbow people out of the way to get the food. Be considerate of the other people at the table and treat them the way you want to be treated. So if you want to be respected by people, you also learn to respect. If you want to be obeyed by people, you also learn to obey. If you want to be treated as you want, and then treated people also as they want. And it said that be considerate of other people. You know, when you are commuters in LRT, in MRT, in the bus, and in the jeepney, you know, especially in MRT, I am always a commuter there. So when the line is so long, or sometimes just like anaconda in LRT, you know the situation. But when you get in, and then when the train arrives, then that's the time that the people are undisciplined. Because sabi nga sa book of Ecclesiasticus, do not elbow people out of the way. Pero hindi. Ito yung makikita nyo sitwasyon sa LRT. O kahit dyan sa bus terminals lang, makikita nyo na pag maraming tao, eto na, nagbabalyahan na, nagtutulakan na. And we as Christians, as I said before, we should set an example, being a self-disciplined people. Yes, people want to be first, yet they arrive late. Even in the church, you will see these situations happening. According to Dalia Mohaged, stand for what is right, even it is against one's friend or one's self. Kailan pa tayo kikilos? Kailan pa natin sisimulan? Dapat ngayon na. Do not regard lightly, according to the scripture, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord. It means that take it seriously. It is you who will benefit it, not God. Because God is the best example of this. Most of the children, they take it lightly, the discipline of their parents. When they grow old and become parents, you will hear from them, if I take the discipline of my parents when I am young, then I did not experience difficulties in life. It means it's so easy, it is in obedience. Remember, no parents wants their children as much as they wanted to experience what they experienced. Notice in the Word, those who live a disciplined life are successful. In Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18, discipline your son while there is hope, and do not desire death. No parents wants their children to die, but they want them to live. How much more God wants us to live? After all, He is the giver of life. It is for discipline that you endure. Endure means to undergo, close and open parentheses, as a hardship, especially without giving in. It shows that in every discipline, we should learn from it. Self-discipline, this is called, self-discipline is an act of cultivation. It requires you to connect today's actions to tomorrow's results. There is a season for sowing and a season for reaping. Self-discipline helps you to know which is which. I can tell you, this is another quote, I can tell you character traits I admire and work to develop in myself perseverance, self-discipline, courage to stand up for what is right, even when it is against one's friends or one's self. As Christians, as people of God, we can do this. And I know that there's nothing impossible to God if we continue to obey and follow Him and be a disciplined Christian people. Good morning.